Picture this. You're living your best diaspora life, maybe sipping a latte in Manhattan or contemplating Brexit from your London flat, when suddenly you feel the ancient call of your ancestors. Time for Aliyah. You start dreaming of Mediterranean sunsets, falafel for breakfast, and yes, that sweet, sweet tax exemption that lets you keep your foreign income private for 10 glorious years. But hold on to your Olim packet, because Israel just decided to play a little game called Show Me Yours and I'll still not tax it, but I want to know everything. Welcome to the new world of Israeli immigration, where the government has essentially said, we trust you completely with our citizenship, our national health care, and our democracy, but we absolutely must know about that timeshare in Cabo you bought during your midlife crisis. It's like being invited to join a very exclusive club, but first you have to submit a detailed inventory of everything you own, including that cryptocurrency your nephew convinced you to buy and promptly forgot the password to. For decades, Israel operated on what we might call the don't ask, don't tell policy of immigrant finances. Make Aliyah? Mazal tov. Bring some money from abroad? Wonderful. We won't pry. Got 5 bank accounts, 3 properties, and a cousin named Vlad, managing your crypto portfolio somewhere in Eastern Europe? As they say, ze lo inyan shelanu, not our business. It was the financial equivalent of that relative who doesn't ask too many questions about why you're suddenly very interested in genealogy and moving to a country where you don't speak the language. But apparently, someone in the Knesset decided this approach was far too relaxed for a modern nation-state. Starting January 1st, 2026, Israel is implementing what can only be described as financial speed dating with the tax authority. They want to know you. They want to understand you. They want to know your assets, your income, your companies, your trusts, and probably your cat's investment portfolio if it's incorporated offshore. The beautiful irony is that they still won't tax your foreign income for those 10 years. It's like having a neighbor who promises never to borrow your lawnmower, but insists on conducting a detailed inventory of your garage every spring. Oh, don't worry. I don't want to use any of this stuff. I just want to know exactly what you have, how much it's worth, and where you keep it. You know, for administrative purposes. The scope of this new reporting requirement reads like a paranoid accountant's fever dream. Every salary, dividend, pension, royalty, and yes, that Etsy store where you sell crocheted yarmulkes needs to be declared. Your foreign real estate, your art collection, your NFTs that you bought at the peak and now prefer not to discuss, your cars, even that Florida timeshare that seemed like such a good idea in 2019, but now exists mainly to generate maintenance bills. They want to know about every foreign bank account, including the one your uncle opened for you in 1998, just in case, and which now contains exactly $14.37. If you have any ownership in foreign companies, congratulations, you're in the reporting club. It doesn't matter if it's a multinational corporation or that Polish ice cream factory where your cousin made you a 5% shareholder without asking. Trusts are particularly exciting because the authorities want to know if you're the trustee, the settler, the beneficiary, or just that distant relative who signs things at family gatherings without really understanding what a settler is. It's like Oprah's giveaway show, but instead of cars, everyone gets a reporting obligation. The government insists this isn't about taxation. After all, the 10-year exemption remains intact. Think of it instead as the world's most intrusive census. They're not asking for money. They're just conducting what we might call administrative voyeurism. It's the financial equivalent of that family member who insists they're not judging your life choices. They just want to know every single detail about how you're living so they can worry appropriately. The centerpiece of this new transparency regime is Form 150, a document that makes the American tax code look like a children's picture book. This 7-page monument to bureaucratic thoroughness asks questions with the subtle charm of a tax audit conducted by philosophy majors. It wants to know your company structure, your shareholders, whether you're hiding anything, and whether you feel adequately guilty about your financial success. It's like a dating app for the financially complicated. Swipe left on privacy, swipe right on existential dread. The timing of this change creates a fascinating social experiment in immigration planning. Anyone making Aliyah before January 1st, 2026, still gets the complete package. No taxes on foreign income and no reporting requirements for 10 years. It's the golden ticket, the immigration equivalent of getting into a concert just before they double the ticket prices. These lucky souls can sit with their accountants, sharing a glass of wine while laughing at everyone who waited too long to make the move. But for those arriving in 2026 or later, welcome to the new reality. You'll still get the tax exemption, but you'll also get to experience the joy of declaring your global financial existence to the Israeli government with the enthusiasm of someone explaining their browser history to their grandmother. You'll hire tax advisors who speak both Hebrew and IRS-ES, organize paperwork like you're curating a museum exhibition, and declare everything down to that foreign coin collection you insist has no actual value. The irony is delicious. Israel spent years encouraging wealthy diaspora Jews to immigrate by offering both financial incentives and privacy. It was the ultimate combination. Keep your money and keep your secrets. Now they're essentially saying, we still want you to keep your money, but we absolutely must catalog your secrets in triplicate and file them with 3 different government offices. This change reflects Israel's evolution from scrappy startup nation to established member of the international financial community. The country can no longer afford to be seen as offering financial opacity, even when that opacity serves legitimate immigration goals. It's like graduating from a cool underground club to a respectable institution. You get more credibility, but you have to give up some of the things that made you interesting in the first place. The practical effect may be a shift in the type of immigrants Israel attracts. Those seeking pure financial optimization might find other destinations more appealing, while those with deeper connections to Israel will continue to immigrate despite having to explain their cryptocurrency investments to Hebrew-speaking bureaucrats. It's natural selection for the immigration process, survival of the most emotionally invested. For potential immigrants still considering the move, the message is clear. If you want both the tax benefits and the privacy, time is running out faster than decent hummus at a birthright orientation. If you're committed to Aliyah but prefer not to itemize your global financial holdings for governmental review, 2025 is looking like a very attractive year to finally book that flight. The new policy represents more than a change in tax law. It's a fundamental shift in the relationship between Israel and its immigrant community. The country that once whispered, "Bring your money, keep your secrets," is now saying, "Bring your money, but also bring a very detailed spreadsheet explaining where it came from and where it's going." It's still a good deal, but it's a much more transparent one. So whether you're packing your bags for a 2025 Aliyah or preparing to become very intimate with Israeli tax forms in 2026, remember this. At least you'll still be paying only 1.80 shekels for fresh pita. And really, when you're explaining your offshore holdings to a tax authority that operates primarily in Hebrew, sometimes the small consolations matter most.